Hello, 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 everybody. It's so nice to see you on another beautiful Monday. What can I say? Even though it's supposed to rain, I'm here in Southern California. It actually is supposed to be a huge storm coming through here, but we need the rain. We don't necessarily need the storm, but we need the rain. And I would definitely like to take a second because of what's going on with the tornadoes in Kentucky to send our prayers and our love to everyone there. The loss of life is really great, and we're so sorry to hear about what's going on there, not just in Kentucky, but in other states too that have experienced a tornado going through there. It reminds you of what we deal with here with earthquakes, but it's just devastating to see that. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Mary D. Welch. I'm the host of the Mary D. Show. I'm always glad to see you coming out. For those of you that make it here and spend some time with us, today we have a special guest. Her name is Brenda Sutton. But before I get into introducing you to Brenda, I always try to thank our sponsors for today. Today, almost forgot. Please go to those of you to go to YouTube and please like, subscribe, and comment on our YouTube channel. It makes a difference. Our YouTube is really growing, but it cannot grow without you. So if you would do it, like, comment, subscribe, and have your friends do it, it makes a huge difference. One of our first sponsors for today. If you like to own your own business, those of you that say, I've always wanted to have a business or a home-based business, you can go to cometraveltheworld.com and for less than $100. Nowadays, ladies and gentlemen, not that $100 is not a lot of money. I don't want to give you the wrong impression, but it doesn't buy what it used to. I can promise you that. So for less than that, you can have your own business. Think about that. Oh, hi, Sheila. Hi, it's always good to see you. It's always good to see you, Sheila. So for less than $100, you go to cometraveltheworld.com and you can own your own business for less than $100. So you can go there. Next, that's one of our sponsors, Come Travel the World. Another sponsor is The Idea Club. Ladies, gentlemen, I stress this because all of my intellectual property has been done through this one Idea Club, who is by Dumas Martin Jr. Dumas Martin Jr. is the president of the Idea Club. If you are looking to become a nonprofit or have your own nonprofit, if you're looking to get a corporation, LLC, that's where you want to go. The Idea Club, and that's Dumas Martin. Another one of our sponsors is the Henderson Real Estate Team. The Henderson Real Estate Team. And that team is fabulous. I mean, these are it's a young couple, and they work really, really hard to get you, if you're selling your home, to have you sell it at top dollar, or if you're buying a home. So they help you buy your home. You can, whether you're in Southern California, wherever you are, they help you with any of your real estate needs. And it's the Henderson Real Estate Team.info. You can give them a call. Another of our sponsors, if you're a traveler and you need travel insurance, some of you may say, well, I travel without travel insurance. I never had anything happen. All you need to do is travel without travel insurance and have one thing happen. And you're going to wish you had travel insurance, I can promise you. It is so worth it. Ladies, gentlemen, it is literally pennies for that protection. And what it really gives you, and what it really gives me, is peace of mind. Peace of mind. I don't have to worry about anything. And I know if it does happen, I'm covered. And this is what I say. Every insurance I've ever had, I've used. I don't know if that's good or bad, but the point, I had it, and then it just something happened and I needed it. So I would encourage you, travel insurance. You go to firstfridaystravel.com and you can get your travel insurance there. Next, I want to go over with you. This is, it's kind of new. If you're a parent or you're a grandparent, and you have ever thought about this or ever considered this, I would highly encourage it. And it's writing a book with your child. Writing a book with your child. It can be a children's book with your child. It can be about your family history with your child. I start small with a children's book. But would you like to write a book with your child and you have a book published? It is fabulous. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you. And it's very simple. There's an academy called First Book Academy. It can help you do everything. Go to firstbookacademy.com, can help you do everything. And First Book Academy is starting in January, and it will be workshops going for 4 weeks where you write and don't publish your book, but write your book. Because remember, you have to have the book has to be written before we can publish it. So first, go to firstbookacademy.com and you can get your book written. Also, now I want to show you these. For those of you are, if you're from, some of you are familiar with them, some of you are not. This is a journal called the Big Black Journal. This can get you started as to where, if you're interested in writing. This is what the cover looks like. It is. This is actually a book that I came up with called the Big Black Journal. It is actually there's more than one. There's one for nurses. There's one for moms, dads, brothers, sisters, different ones. And this is another book for those of you interested. You may say, well, yeah, I already know how to say no. You may. You'd be surprised. A lot of people don't know how to say no. I was one of those people, and I took that information and put it in the book. And this was the second book I think I had published. This number 2 was Saying No Nicely. And the second children's book that I published in is called Have You Seen a Red Elephant? And that's one to make sure I showed those up to you. And everything is available on Amazon. Everything has been, well, the books have all been #1 Amazon bestsellers. And I'm really proud of that, because that is an honor that is harder and harder to receive. From my understanding, over 100,000 books. I don't know if it's 100,000 books put up a month, but the number is growing astronomical with people self-publishing. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you about the speaker we have today. So I wanted to make sure I got to get all that in, because you know what happens once I start talking, I get lost. Is it what they're saying? You get lost in the sauce. And so I've learned. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to say, my granddaughter loved There's a Rocket in My Pocket. Oh, thank you. And we have to talk when I have a book right here I'm mailing to you. I just got to get your address. But I have your book. It's already. In fact, you have the Saying No Nicely. I'm sending it off to you. Because you won. And that's, if I didn't already announce it, Gwen won, Saying No Nicely. She won. And Janie won. So there are two ladies that won. And so they're giving those 2 books. Oh, okay. And this is Sophie. She says, I'm not sure what this says, Sophie. Bartek, Sophia Page. I'm not sure. So I'm not quite sure. But just come back and we'll talk about it. Okay. But let me introduce to you our speaker today, because I'm very honored to have this lady. This lady's, she is a powerful lady in her own right, very knowledgeable. And we need to be reminded. We all need to be reminded. Her name is Brenda Findley-Sutton. She is the president, mentor, and insurance benefit consultant of Sutton Sutton Insurance Services. Brenda is contact business owners in many industry services for their needs and provides effective cost saving and/or enhancements, presents product presentations, coordinates an enrollment process, and cultivates clients' relationships. Brenda has over 15 years of experience in the life and health industry, and over 20 years applying clerical disciplines. Brenda Findley-Sutton enjoys learning and has earned a certificate of social work in 2021. She has her bachelor's degree in sociology. She has a master's degree they're all from Cal State University San Bernardino. She's active in her community. And she's a member of the Businesswomen's Association of San Bernardino, the Riverside County Black Chamber, and the elite Redlands chapter of Christian Business Partners. Her company motto is, our business is protecting the people you care about. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like for you to welcome to the show today, Brenda Sutton. Hi, Brenda.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
I'm always glad. Because you're not just bringing information, you're educating us too.
Yeah.
But let's start first. Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about you?
Okay. Yes. A little bit about me is I have 4 children, twin daughters of my firstborn. They're 42. I have 3 girls. The youngest is 30. My son is 40. And I have 17 grandkids, 1 great grandchild. My oldest grandson is 23. My youngest grandson is 11 months. He's going to be a year old this month.
Oh my God.
Um, yeah, I believe in the power of God and power of prayer. I put Christ first in my life, and He is my director. Um, I
Okay.
love people. I love helping people. I love what I do
Mm-hmm.
as a service for people and the community.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't know about the 17 grandchildren until just I'm listening. I'm like, woo.
I know.
We have 5 grandchildren, so I
Okay.
mean, I
Yeah.
love it. 17. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. And we said their comments are saying, welcome, Brenda.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
Yeah.
know. And this is Gwen says, welcome, Brenda. And
Thank
Charles
you.
says, Charles is saying, hi, Mary. Hi, Charles and Brenda.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
Listen, I
Hello.
tell you, I have the most wonderful, wonderful audience. You can ask for a better audience. They come and they interact, and they're right here with
Yes.
us. Believe me. So, well,
Hello,
I know
everyone.
too. Oh, this is the executive producer of the show. That's my husband, Oliver. He said, "Babe,
Okay.
looking forward to a great show. Welcome, Brenda, to the show."
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh,
Really,
you're
it's my
welcome.
honor.
Oh, you're welcome. Like, and you were
Yeah.
saying too, I was looking at your background. Tell us now, Brenda, your background is varied. It's a definite
Yes.
varied. How was it that you ended up in insurance?
Yes. I've been working with clerical for a long time, and I also wanted to be an insurance agent. So I applied for my license back in '98 because I wanted to get licensed as insurance, and I started off with Primerica, and that's who guided me to get my license.
Okay.
So I just held on to them. I just recertified every 2 years to get my license.
Okay.
So I after that I went ahead. I was going to school as well during that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to try to do life insurance part time, and then I went for my BA to teach. So I got my BA, and I started teaching in '06, '07, but that's when the economic downturn started in '07, '06, '07. So um, I started teaching then, but the tenured teachers were being laid off at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
because of that, then I wasn't asked to come back because I was a office occupation teacher, office occupation phase 1 teacher.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so when the teachers started getting laid off,
Mm-hmm.
then I wasn't asked back. So I started doing the insurance then. That
Gotcha.
was '07, '08,
Right.
'08. So I said I didn't want to ever be laid off again. So I started
Mm-hmm.
doing Aflac. So I focused everything into Aflac insurance.
Right.
I chose Aflac insurance because with that, you don't have to die to benefit from Aflac coverage.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to do because primarily insurance is, oh, you get the death benefit after the person passes away. But I
Right.
wanted something that, hey, that can compensate people while they live.
Right.
So with the
And
Aflac, it satisfied that for me. So you don't have to die to benefit from Aflac coverages. So
okay.
I like that. So I just moved on with Aflac, and so after that I learned about Aflac. Then I learned about the Medicare insurance, and then I learned about the dental and vision, and then
Okay.
I do Cover California. So it just progressed as I
Mhm.
continued.
Good
So
for
it's
you.
always something to learn. Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
that's I think we have a misconception about learning that we think the minute we walk across that stage, but the truth is that's just the beginning.
It is.
That's what we don't realize. That's just the beginning. I do want to say hi. Say Adiola said hi. Hi, Adiola.
Hello.
And then
Hello.
Dumas Martin Jr. says hi. He says, welcome,
Thank
Mary.
you.
Welcome,
Yeah,
Brenda,
thank
20-year veteran in the insurance industry.
you. Yes. Thank you.
Whoa. Yes. That's wonderful. Because
Yeah.
as I know when we spoke a little earlier, I was asking you, like you said, you haven't, which is a blessing, you haven't had to give a death benefit to anyone.
Yes, I have it. Thank
That's
God.
and
So far,
honestly, that's rare.
it is. It
Yeah,
is.
that's
So
rare.
far, no one, not yet, has. I had to serve uh, for a death benefit yet. So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
other things like
Uh-huh.
people had accidents and they got benefits from Aflac because they
Okay.
hurt their arm or they got hospitalized, and so I serviced them for that.
Right. Right.
Short-term disability where they couldn't work for a certain period of time, and they got benefits for the short-term disability
Okay.
um, and things of that nature. But that's what I like. You don't have to die to use the insurance. Is supplemental benefits insurance.
Right. We have another comment too. This is from,
Okay.
and I don't know the butch. I couldn't really make out what that was. It's BOGFYI. Now I don't know what that means. I hope it means something good. So I'm you got to spell things out for me.
Okay.
And this says,
What is
hello,
this?
Mary and Brenda.
Hello.
She's on WAG. This is Elaine is another supporter. Hi, Elaine. Elaine, I cannot tell you. I have the most wonderful people. I just love them. They come every Monday. They are here. They support. I cannot thank you guys. And Elaine is one of them also, too. They comes on.
Mm,
Well, I want to go back. I'm going to do a really quick roll call to thank all of you. And they are
okay.
Sheila, Gwen, I don't know, Sophie, Gwen, Charles, Oliver, Adiola, Dumas, Elaine, thank you for being here.
Thank
But I
you.
know one question I think I did ask you is how did
Yes.
you get started? How did all
Okay.
this come about?
How did all of this come about is
Mm.
I initially started working with Primerica Insurance back in, I want to say 99, the late 90s. And so they walked me through the process of getting licensed and link, but you can go, I can walk you through the steps of getting licensed too, but you have to go through the California State Department of Insurance, California
Right,
State Department of Insurance,
right.
to get licensed. There is a fee to get licensed. That's $188 for health, life and health insurance. And if you just want to do the health insurance,
Mhm.
that's 188. So if you're gonna pay the 188, it makes sense to just get the life and health insurance together.
Just leave all.
Yeah.
You might as well.
So
Why just get one for the same price?
exactly. So, but also, before you get licensed, you need to get trained. And the training, you would go online for the life and health insurance training. And you would go online in your area and see what's available. But I looked up earlier, and it's 147 for the training, life and health training. But it just depends on where you go and where you're looking up at. So
Mm,
for the training. So that's just one person. So you would look,
okay.
uh, or if you come with me, I would look and find out what we could find out together. What's the best source of the education?
Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Well, that's good for people to know because, like I said, with your background, because I know uh, we have my husband, we have the life insurance. Just I don't think we have disability insurance. I don't think so. I think we just
Hmm.
have like dental
Hmm.
insurance, those kind of things. But
Mhm.
what I have found, the premium of what you
Mm.
pay and what you get, um, I've gone through losing a home to a fire. I'll use that as an example. So
Okay.
I mean, even though I had paid a premium for like 15 years before I even used any insurance, but
Right.
the key was when the house caught on fire, we had insurance. It's not something you want to use. It's
Right.
just reality. If it ever happens, I want to know
Yeah.
I'm covered. I want
Yes.
I want to know. Same thing for auto insurance. You
Yes.
pay it, you may not need it that month, but if an accident happens,
They
you
do happen.
it happens
Mhm.
every day.
Right.
Every single day something happens.
And you
Um,
paying for your security,
that's what you're
Mary.
paying for.
You
That's
pay
what I
for your
do.
security.
Yes.
So when the need comes, it's already in place because you can't get it after the fact. You have to
Correct.
have it before the fact because we know it can happen. It
Right.
happened to someone every day.
Every
So
day.
you might as well protect yourself
Oh,
for that.
I
Yeah.
was actually backing out this weekend, Saturday, as a matter of fact, at the bank backing out, and I heard bam, and it wasn't me. But it was still, when I heard it, all I kept thinking
Oh,
was, "Oh my goodness!" Because
no.
I know what that means. Now we're gonna be dealing with the insurance company. Now,
Uh-huh.
and
Yes.
that's
It's a
if they
fact.
have insurance. See,
Yes.
you're assuming everybody has it because you have it. But
Yes.
as soon as I
It's
heard that
not.
sound, I literally, I'm not kidding. I put my car in gear. I sat there and I said, I did. I said, thank you, Lord, because it wasn't
Yes.
me.
Thank
Because I
God.
sat there, I said, thank you. But then I also said, too, whatever happened between those two people, let it be civil. Let it, you know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
Because
Let them
sometimes
come
I
to
say,
agreement.
thank you. People jump out the car and that's your, you did this and you did, pointing fingers, and that's not going to solve anything. You know, you got to
Never
get the
does.
cars fixed
Right.
regardless. But
Right.
what happened was somebody was driving a little too, they backed into him. They backed
Mm,
into the car. And I don't know in that situation who was wrong because the car was just sitting there.
mm.
It wasn't, they didn't, nobody did anything when they backed out. I guess they didn't look. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But it was just really, when I heard that sound, that something came over me of, this is just not good, So I'm saying that to say you need insurance, basically.
Yes.
Whether you
Yes.
want to have it or not, whether you think you need it or not. And what I went through, I'm using mine as an example. You probably already heard of this. It was called replacement costs.
Mm,
When I suffered, as I suffered, went through a fire happened here at our home. Um, the year earlier, a friend of mine had a fire at her home. And when her fire happened, she told me, and I didn't even know, her house was still smoldering. And I was one
mm,
of the people, we were there, like, within minutes of the house being put out. And she said, I'm so glad I have replacement costs. I had
mm.
never even heard of it before. I said, well, what is replacement costs? She said, that means they have to build the house back at today's prices,
Wow.
not at the prices that I took the insurance out.
Mm,
And I never heard of it before. But I went to our insurance agent. I called as soon as I got back to my school that day and called my insurance agent. And I said, add replacement cost to my insurance. And she said, it's $52. I said, is that a month? She said, that's a year.
wow.
I said, what? I'm like, what is $52? And she said, I said, well, whatever it is, put it on there. And
Just
I said, is there anything else I'm missing? Because
right.
I couldn't, and I'm serious about this. I could not believe that something could be $52, which is less, what is that? That's less than $5 a month.
Right.
And a year later, our house caught on fire. A year
Yeah.
later. And so
You
it was,
pay it and it pays you.
I didn't have any clue. Remember, up to that date, I never had a claim. So here it is, never had a claim. I'm telling her to add it to the insurance. I didn't even care. I just felt like I want protection, but I didn't even know what the $52 covered. Not really. I just said put it on there for $52. Like you said, I want to know that I'm protected. I
Mhm.
want that peace of mind. That's what I
That's
call
it.
it.
That
I
is
want that peace of
security.
mind. Yeah. And then with Affleck, that now we don't, I'll be honest, we don't have Affleck. I know
Mm,
what it is. It's a disability. If you get disabled, they'll uh, now I don't know how it pays though. It pays
mhm,
you a certain amount.
mhm.
Okay.
Aflac is a supplemental
Okay.
insurance,
Okay.
and we have the accident, the cancer, dental and vision, short-term disability, uh, things like that. And each policy pays you cash when you're sick or injured. Is That's where the accident comes in. They have the hospital too, so they pay. They have an itemized
Mm-hmm.
list, and you can go on and get the brochure from Aflac.com,
Okay.
or I could send it to you. But they have an itemized benefit per each policy. So if you have an accident policy in place, for example, and then you have the accident in place, for example,
Mm-hmm.
if you have an accident and you have to be admitted to the hospital, the
Uh-huh.
accident benefit is going to pay you. And if you're in the hospital, they're going to pay you for the hospital benefit as well. And that cash goes to you so you can uh, constantly um, have your needs met, your daily needs that you still gotta
Survive.
survive and
Yeah.
have what you need, and you can use it on whatever you need to use it on.
Okay.
Um, that's the benefit of having those policies because, yeah, you paying
Okay.
yourself. So the doctor for your medical insurance is paying for your doctor in your hospital, but
Right.
Aflac is paying you when you go into the hospital, when you have an accident, when you're disabled,
Right.
and things like that. So they
Okay.
pay you.
Well, I know Charles said asked the question, Mary. Um, he said, Mary, did you ask your agent why she had not told you about replacement costs? The answer, I did ask Charles. As a matter of fact, I did. And when I asked her, I said, why wasn't that already on my policy?
Hmm.
She said, when we quote you an insurance, now remember, this is years ago. I don't know what they're doing present day. This was a few
Yes.
years ago. But then she said, we quote you the lowest possible premium so you will take our insurance. I didn't
Hmm.
know that. I learned something. And
Hmm.
the truth be told, had my girlfriend's house not caught on fire, I would have never added it. Let me
Right.
just tell you the truth. That's because I never even heard of it. So,
Exactly.
and so now, so to my understanding, I think it's considered part of your policy now. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I've heard. But I just know for me, I'm an example of out of ignorance, I guess you could say. I didn't know. I didn't know what
Hmm.
I didn't know that replacement cost. I didn't even know it's something I should have.
Right.
So when she told me we quoted the lowest possible insurance, I was like, so in essence, you could, but then say it never gave me a choice. If she had said, "We'll add replacement cost and it's $5 more a month," who would say no to $5 more a month? It was truthfully, it was less than $5, $52, still less than $5 a month. But that was a learning experience for me. I'll tell you the truth. But I know other people who have experienced this, Charles, and I'm used to as, and they didn't have replacement costs. Let me tell you that. I didn't, I met people, they did not have replacement costs. And unfortunately, it wasn't
Hmm.
a good experience for them. It was a good experience for me because we did have it and we were covered. What you're saying too, and I did not know Affleck, I'm using Affleck, I mean, I'm giving them all this publicity, but anyway, that's just what they do is what they do. I didn't know they did dental. See, I learned
Yes.
something. I just knew about disability insurance with them. So
Hmm.
that's all I've ever considered with Affleck. If you got hurt and you need something to replace your income,
Hmm.
then that, let's say you got in a car accident. I'll just
Hmm.
use that example. And you're just off work for a couple of weeks, but you need an income for a couple of weeks, that they would be the ones that provide that if you have that coverage. That's
Hmm.
all I've ever known about them. And
Yes.
and now I don't see their commercials as much as I used to. I don't know if they're,
Hmm.
I'm sure they're still on, but that's what, and that my husband and I both retired. I guess that's why we haven't looked into Affleck. Yes.
Right.
But,
Uh, they do have a cutoff period too, but usually for the disability, they do not provide individual. You have to be a small company with 3 or more employees for them to
uh-huh.
offer the short-term disability
That's good to
insurance.
know. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
You have to be a company for them to offer you hospital and for them to offer you the dental and vision. You have
Right.
to have 3 or more employees for that.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah. because
Um,
that's their focus is on small businesses.
but what is a dental? I never even, why, I didn't even know they offered dental.
Dental and vision, they offer.
That's different. I never knew that. I'm telling you, I'm getting an education talking
Hmm.
about, because and probably I just never looked into them for that.
Right,
So
right,
that probably was why I never. I
yeah.
just knew about the commercial I've seen when the little duck that quacks that kind.
Yeah, a lot of people know about the duck, but they don't know about their products. But their focus is on small businesses. So a lot of small businesses didn't wasn't able to offer the short-term disability
Right. Okay. And
to
so
their employees, so
uh-huh.
they stepped in, and that's what they do.
They feel that it was there was like a
Hmm.
gap.
Gap, for
Uh-huh. They filled that gap. Good.
hmm
Oh, that's good. Well, I know too, if this is an area, because um you seem like you really like the insurance field to me.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good.
it's good. It is good because everything has to have insurance. Everything, every when you go to the airport, they asking you for travel insurance.
That's
When
right.
you go to the post office, they want you to know your package need insurance.
That's right.
I mean, you can get every and anything insured.
Mhm.
Even the pets got insurance. So
They do have pet insurance.
yeah. So I don't do pet insurance though, but yeah, I'm just saying everything got insurance
And
behind
they
it.
even have it where you can get the insurance to bury your pet.
Hmm.
You can
Yeah.
get insurance for that to be. I mean, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm just really trying to think of what aspect of our society doesn't have insurance. If there's a value to it, there's an
Hmm.
insurance with it. It looks like,
Hmm. Exactly.
because you have boat
Yeah.
insurance, you have
Yeah.
RV insurance, you
Right.
have renters insurance. You sure
Right.
do. All
Right.
of all of that can be insured. You have, like you mentioned, the dental insurance.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of anything that you cannot get insurance for. And we already know health insurance. We already know
You got
that's
to
one
help.
thing I've heard is going up by like 30% a year. It's really going high on health insurance.
It is going up, but also with the Cover California, I am a representative for Cover California. They go according to your income, and they also are subsidizing uh, people
Oh,
for insurance. And if you're an employer, you pay half, and they pay half the coverage for insurance. Cover California does. So Cover California also offers insurance for small businesses
I never knew that.
with
And I
five or
did not
more.
know. Okay,
Hmm.
so it's five or more, and
Hmm.
the employer will pay half.
Half, and Cover California covers the other half.
Somebody here needed to hear that. I'm
Yeah,
sure they know
yeah.
someone that this is gonna, they need. I wasn't aware of that.
Hmm.
Yeah, we have to talk, because
Hmm.
we need to help educate people about some of these things that are, they may not, the employer may not know, and they may not know that,
Right.
the employer can do that.
I don't think the employers know that Cover California offered to business as well as individuals and families.
This is the first
So,
time I've heard.
mhm.
Let me just say this, Brenda. You educate me. I'm sitting here listening. I said, "What? This is the first. I've never heard this before.
Yes,
So
it's
this is good to know.
yeah,
So
Cover
people,
California.
is there a flyer that I can send out about that?
I would have to get it for you.
Okay,
A
please do.
flyer, Cover California flyer. Yeah.
Okay,
So
I would
yeah.
definitely like to let people know, because somebody. This is what I've learned. It may not be some information you may need or I may need, but I
Right.
promise you somebody needs it.
Yes. It
That's what
is.
I've learned.
It
Yeah.
is important. So yeah.
Mhm.
Also, Cover California open enrollment is going on as we speak.
Okay.
The deadline is December 31st to be effective January 1st if you want coverage for individuals.
December 31st is the deadline
Uh-huh.
for individuals.
For
I'm writing this
for
down.
individuals and families.
Do they go to
Uh,
covercalifornia.org? Is that what the
uh, they can come to me.
Okay.
They can go to both. They could go to Cover California, or they could come to me, Brenda Sutton with Sutton Sutton Insurance Services,
Okay.
909
Mm-hmm.
300 5444.
5444.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna put this
909
up. Mhm.
300 5444.
Got it. I'm gonna put it on the screen, ladies and gentlemen. Tell your
Mm-hmm.
friends if you know anyone and they live in the state of California, and this if any of
Yes.
this information can be useful to you. That's what we are here for. That's the
Mm-hmm.
okay. I'm gonna put this down 909 with the 300, and then that's
5
5444.
5444.
Got it.
Yes.
That up right
And I
there.
can assist you.
So I'm gonna put your name on it so that I won't just have the number. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies and gentlemen, please call if you need or know. It may not be you. Maybe
Right.
somebody you know that may need it. Here we go.
That's
There we
right.
go. Is that right?
Yes. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So call if you even this is what I've learned too. Let's say you don't need it, but you know
Right.
somebody who does or whatever. Get the
Exactly.
information. Pass it out. Pass
Exactly.
it around. You
Mm-hmm.
this honestly, truly, I would say this. If we share the information we know, there's really no who knows where it can go. My sister-in-law, she was telling me something. I guess someone at work received one of my emails, and she said when they brought the email to her, my name was on it. They live in Atlanta, and we live in Riverside, California. So here it is. That's telling you, I didn't know that person received that email, but
Right.
someone in my email system forwarded to their email system.
Yes. And
That's
please say that you learned of it by Mary Welch Show.
oh, thank you. I appreciate that because I mean,
Mention Mary.
please do, ladies and gentlemen, share this information. As I'm sitting here learning, I'm sitting here going, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But that's what nobody knows everything.
Right. We don't.
Nobody. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care. And even if the truth be told, these computers don't know everything either. We act like they do, but they don't know everything. There's stuff that they don't know. So don't
Mm-hmm.
assume, oh, well, I'll Google it. Have you ever Googled something that wasn't right? I'm saying to you, ladies, gentlemen, take the time. This lady
Yeah.
has a ton of information. She is, I mean, a plethora of information of what's going on in that field because I'm sure there's somebody else that didn't know. As I mentioned before about replacement costs on insurance, I
Mm-hmm.
guarantee you there's somebody that doesn't have replacement costs on their insurance. I guarantee
Right.
it. If you
Right.
were like I was paying your insurance and you never needed it, why would you need replace? Why would you even know that exists?
Mm-hmm.
So it's that kind of thing. As you said today, you're really paying yourself. We
Right.
don't say that
Mm-hmm.
because what you're doing is paying and hoping you never need it.
Right. It's security.
It is security, but you're hoping you. I know. I'll be honest. Every time
Right.
I'm hoping I don't need it, even though I have
Right.
it. I as I said before, I saw the accident. Well, I didn't see it. I heard it because I heard the
Mm-hmm.
crash when the car hit. But all I kept thinking when I put my car back in park. I said a little prayer for those people because
Yes.
they were right behind me, and I heard
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "Oh my goodness, they got they. I hope they have whatever they need to take care of this because they're
Mm-hmm.
gonna need something."
Right.
Oh, hi Annette, thank you. I hope you're getting something out
Hey,
of this.
Annette.
Annette, I know I'm learning a lot. I'm gonna tell you that now. I've written down. We're gonna be talking at the end of the show. So I'm hoping you guys take some of this information too. This is powerful
Yes.
stuff.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this.
Yes.
We didn't talk
Sure.
about different kind of life insurances that are there.
Okay.
We didn't talk about the difference between term life insurance
Okay.
and the term why would somebody want to get term over whole life insurance?
Mm-hmm.
And what is the difference and why do people buy each?
Okay. For term insurance, usually for the homeowners, they would get the term life insurance to cover their mortgage for that 30-year period. Depends on what they pay. They would get insurance to cover that period of time for term insurance. So 10 years, 20 years, 30 years term. So
Right?
term Insurance is less expensive because it terms out. That's why it's called term. It
Mm-hmm.
has the 10-year, the 20-year, the 30-year term.
Right.
So it terms out.
Right.
So with the whole life, you get it for your whole life. And insurance is age banded. So they start at whatever age you are.
Right.
And that's where the insurance take place. If you're That's why it's good to get insurance for your children when they're 14 days old. That's the lowest you're going to pay
Right.
because you pay that for their whole life.
Got it.
Then
Got it.
um, that's the difference in whole life and term. You pay it for your whole life. Term is has an expiration date on it, and
Good.
it is lower. So say
Right.
somebody say, I want to just be temporarily covered,
Mm-hmm.
for 10-year period. And then after that, then I want to get a whole life policy. Well, they have something, to start off till they can get a better policy for
Right.
themselves. So, but at least they
Elaine.
have something in place.
Oh, okay, that's
Mhm.
true. Elaine
Mhm.
said, she said, that's why I try to be here each week. Your guests always give us so much information. And I share it with my contacts too. Oh, thank you, Elaine. And
Thank
I'll
you.
tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I learned just like you do. I I learned too. I get fascinated because we have people right in our communities. This is right
Mhm.
in our community, in the
Yeah.
IE. For those of you that
Yes.
are otherwhere in the world, we are in Southern California, and so much knowledge and so much information right here,
Mhm.
just right in our
Mhm.
community. So it really makes a difference. And then we have Gwen. Gwen said, "I need to." Whoops, I think she said, "I think
I had
I
term.
I had term, which went from $49 a month to $700 a month. What?
Yeah.
When I turned 60, I canceled, of course." Listen, of course. Whoa, $49 a month.
Yeah. The older, the more, and
Wow.
don't have any medical conditions, existing conditions.
Well, so
It's even
how
more.
does whole life do the same thing?
Yeah, whole life they have a final expense that's for older people, but the older you are, the more you pay. And if you have existing condition, medical conditions,
Right.
there's more. You pay
Oh,
more for it.
yeah.
But
I
some of
understand.
them you are covered. You are covered, but you at a higher expense.
Right,
And
right, right.
because it's age banded, it goes according to your age and your health condition.
Okay. Got it.
So that's why it's suggested we don't know our community didn't know. Get it when you're young. If they get it and keep it in place all that
Hmm.
time, it's the lowest premium you're gonna pay for their whole life.
Got it. Oh, she said, what did you say? You live past, he said, otherwise, if you live past 60. That is too funny. In other words, they said their bet, it's just like a bet. It's an
Hmm.
unofficial bet
Right,
on how
right,
long you're going to live.
right.
Oh my
They
goodness.
got a
Listen,
price on it.
but they've done the calculations. They know.
Yes, yes.
They
It's
know.
already worked out.
Isn't
Hmm.
that something?
Hmm.
Because I know with as I was in education for years, and I went to our meeting when I retired, retirement meeting, and they had on the sheet it says how long the average teacher lives after they retire.
Wow.
It was not pretty.
It's
It
already
was not.
figured.
It was on the paper. It said the average teacher lives uh 36 months. I'll never forget that. 3 years after you retire. Now, what's interesting
Uh,
for law enforcement, it was shorter than that. If you were in law enforcement, it was 24 months. If
mm,
you had been in law enforcement, that's they showed they were it was all done. And so to me, I felt like so once you exceed that 3 years, you win. And
yeah.
it was 336. They said that no, well, this is what they said. The average teacher gets 36 retirement checks. That's 36. That's 3 years. That's
Wow.
36 months. I'm like, oh my goodness, no, we can't have that.
Mm-mm.
But we don't know how
No,
long we have to live. Nobody
no,
knows.
no,
So
no.
it depends. Are you taking care of it? It's so many variables involved
Yes, yes,
in that.
yes.
But
But
I
I
would
think the educators live the longest, actually, in
say,
my
well,
opinion. They
they
live
told
longer
us.
because they use their mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, they did tell us too. If you want to
Hmm.
live long, you to make sure you do a physical activity 3 times a week. They give us, it's like this is what people that are living longer are doing. Like you said,
Okay.
using your
Hmm.
mind,
Hmm.
reading,
Hmm.
playing games that require you to use your brain,
Hmm.
like Scrabble and stuff like that. They told us,
Yes.
but reading was a big one. They said if you read, that I
Hmm.
would say every day, you live longer. If you
Hmm.
exercise 3 times a week and read, you live long. Everything they kept saying, these are the things that help you live on. And if you keep a balanced diet and keep your weight, in a certain weight
Yes.
range, they gave us all the things. Now I must admit, I didn't do all of them. So I said I do some of them. But still, it was trying to tell you that this is kind of like they've done studies. That's all it is.
Yes.
They've
Yes.
done studies,
They did the
and
homework already.
they did their homework long before I got there. That
Yes.
and they're like, "This is what you
Exactly.
do." Exactly. But
Exactly.
people that have lived longer, they've done these things. So that's
Right.
what I say. That,
Right.
and so but I think honestly, I do think some of it, and then social. They didn't. I don't think they mentioned socialization or socializing with people. I think they may.
Yes.
I don't remember now. It's been a while. But I remember they said to make sure you have a circle of friends around you, all those kind of things.
Hmm.
Everything led to a longer life. Oh, I know what it was.
Yes.
To avoid isolation. That's what it was.
Yes.
They said
Yes.
isolated people tend to die faster than people that were involved with other people. Because
Hmm.
I remember that, because when I think of people living alone, I think of what
Yeah.
that said. But then I
Hmm.
talk to people and they have their grandmothers and they're in their hundreds and they're living alone and they're doing just fine. I don't know what the answer to that is. So, but
Hmm.
this was what the average is.
Right.
So
Right.
that's like, is there
The
an
more
average? Oh, go on. I'm sorry.
the more interactive you are, the longer.
That's what they said. They said they did say try to avoid isolation. That
Hmm.
isolation was not considered a good thing when you isolate
No.
from people. Another thing they said too to live longer was if have a pet.
Hmm.
They did say that. They said people that had pets live longer than people that did not have pets. I remember these things because we don't have a pet though, but still I remember that as being as one of the factors for longevity. So,
Yes.
and that was for people that lived alone. They said if you're living
Right.
alone, please make sure you have a pet because it
Hmm.
gives you something to love and pet and that kind of thing.
Hmm.
And I thought that was very interesting. So,
It
um,
is.
I'm just saying, so those of you, if you know people that live alone, you might want to consider. And I've noticed this: many seniors that live alone have a pet.
Yes.
So there's some truth to this. They have that animal that they can take care of and feed and walk and that kind of thing. Talk to, all of those things matter. So just so
Hmm.
for those of you that are whether you have a pet or not. Oh, okay. This is what I see Elaine said. Elaine said, "Oh, Mary, you're going to have all your retired educators counting." Elaine, counting that for sure, girl. 36 months. No, no, no. Well, see, Elaine, that's what I said, Elaine. This is what I said. When they said it, I said, that's not going to be me.
No,
That's not going to be me. That's what I kept saying.
that's
I said,
that's not likely. I don't think so.
no, no, no. But then I believe if you are active, and see, Elaine is really active in her community, that all of that matters.
It does.
When you're active and you're outgoing and you have things to go to meetings and this and that,
Things.
it gives you a reason to get out of bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all of
Mm-hmm.
that matters. So they didn't tell you that at your meeting, huh, Elaine? They said that at ours. They said when they said those things, I sat there listening, going, no, I kept saying, nope,
No,
that's not gonna be
no,
me. Nope, that's not gonna be. So everybody is different. So
don't
we have,
blame that.
if you need dental insurance, you're saying all of these things everybody needs. Then is that
Oh
correct?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you can get dental insurance through the Cover California as well. Cover
Oh,
California,
oh, I didn't even know that.
they offer dental.
I did not know
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. Didn't know it. Okay, see, I'm putting the number up again, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this lady.
Yes,
This lady is a powerhouse of knowledge of what's available. And many of you may not, if it's not for you, you may know someone it is for. So,
exactly.
so if you need it, give her a call. She can tell you, where to go. I mean, just knowing someone like yourself in the community, because you can steer people in the right direction of what it is that they
Yes.
need, and that makes.
Yes.
So give her a call. She is also the president of Sutton and Sutton Insurance Services. Um, I just want to
Mhm.
just make sure before as we getting near, I know we're getting near the end of the show, to thank you for this information, because
You're
I've learned
welcome.
a lot from you. I have sat here
Mhm.
going, oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
Nobody ever told me that. All those kind of things.
Yeah.
So when you send those flyers, make sure I get one, and we're gonna try and date it, because we do have an email system, and
Mhm.
it does go out. And we have another comment. Oh, Dumas, I guess what you said. Dumas said insurance road is it? Oh, insurance rating is very similar to it said para mutual gambling in Las Vegas. What? Racetrack. What do they call actionnaire in
Racetrack.
Vegas out the they do. That's where that information came from. It's from an actionnaire. They call actionaries. And is it actionnaire? Say it right? I think it is actionaries. And they figure out based on your age, and they base it on race too. They do.
Mm.
They base on your age, your race, your occupation.
Mhm.
They can sit down. I won't say they're obviously they're not right on point with this thing, but they kind of generalize within the years. But they also go if you have any pre-existing conditions. They do add that in. So,
Mm.
but you're right, Dumas. I mean, it's like racetrack bet. They're betting all right. They're betting on that money. It's what they're betting on. They have to pay those claims and things like that. So,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
one thing I appreciate, when I've needed the insurance, it has been there.
Yes.
I've appreciated that. It has been there. I can't say anything else. It's been good to
Yes.
know that it was there if I needed it.
Mhm.
My thing is, I hope I don't need it. You know,
Right.
that's what it is. I hope I don't need it. But if I do, it's there.
And one thing about it, at the end, everybody's going to need it at the end, because the Bible said it's appointed unto man once to die, and after the death is judgment. So we will need burial insurance. So
Mm-hmm.
we have to prepare for that for ourselves. That takes the load off of our loved ones. Uh, the heartache. I mean, they're going to be suffering enough, but if they have to worry about how they're going to uh, put you away, that's even more of a burden. Um, and at that time, a lot of people do the car wash, and it's too late. It's actually too late for the car wash or
Mm-hmm.
GoFundMe and all of that. It's too late. You know, it costs the average burial cost 15,000 now, and it's rising up. You know, so yeah, it just behooves us to, especially if we didn't get it while we were younger. I encourage you to get it for your grandkids, your young children while they're young, because it's the best time and it's the lowest rate that we're going to ever get to get
Oh, I
coverage for
know.
ourselves.
Because people don't really know. I mean, the opening, closing of graves and all that. It is,
Hmm.
I mean, not to
Hmm.
mention the casket, the funeral, the
Right.
whole thing. It is
Hmm.
beyond what it is. With people, unless you've dealt with it or done, if you
Hmm.
haven't, you really don't know. You
Right.
really don't know what it costs to do these things. It is very
Hmm.
expensive, and that's why
Yes.
I'm finding more and more people get cremations.
Yes. That's true. But have a
Mm,
plan. Have a plan.
yeah,
So
because
have a
like
plan.
it's a reality we all have to face.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. So the other thing, I know that Cover California the age ends at 64,
Hmm.
and so does Aflac. And then we go into Medicare at 65. People that are turning 65 has to get Medicare coverage.
Uh huh.
And I do that as well. So if you're
Okay.
turning 65 and the year is 1957, it's this year coming. People that's born in 1957 turning 65, I can help you start your Medicare coverage. You got to go
That's
through
good.
Social Security
Uh-huh.
to get your Medicare card, your
You
Part
do.
A and Part B.
Oh, see? I tell you, just knowing that, I know it's one of those things. This is a reality. This is the reality. But it's still it. If you've never experienced it and you need help with it, why not get the help? Why not get the help?
Mm-hmm.
It says, no, Mary, they didn't. Oh, what's that, Lane? Oh, they didn't do that. Okay, I was active before, but I'm the Zoom queen since this pandemic. I know what you mean, Elaine. Trying to keep my mind active and help my community. Brenda, thank you for helping me to recheck my insurance. So, see,
Yes, that's a good thing too.
that's a very
You're
good thing.
welcome. Check
Yeah,
because if you have the old insurance or the new insurance, so
yeah. And
we have the new insurance is the living benefits. The old insurance is just insurance, but the living benefits is the new insurance. You have insurance with benefits that you don't have to die to use.
hmm well, Dumas is saying it's an exact science. They don't guess. They search actual death records. I understand that, but I'm glad I didn't listen to the people at the education retirement, Dumas, because
Mm-mm.
they were telling me. You said you have 3 years left after you retire.
That's
That's what
wrong.
they were saying to me. I'm glad I didn't listen
Mm-mm.
to those people. If that, I would have thought I was, I'm not that. I'm just actually, I'm glad for every single day. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. Every single day, my eyes open. I thank God. So I
Mhm.
know there's no guarantees of anything for
Mm-mm.
anybody, and I'm well
No.
aware. So, but
Mhm.
anyway, but let me say this, Brenda, do you have any final words you'd like to share with our audience?
Yes, thank you so much, Mary, for inviting me as your guest. And we're having an event on December 15th, which is Wednesday coming up.
Okay.
It's the Southwest Veteran Summit. It's in Moreno Valley at 12630 Paris Boulevard, Moreno Valley, 92553. It starts at 9 o'clock and it's a Veteran to Small Business Summit. And I will
Mm,
be there and I will have information to pass out for my company.
okay.
So I hope to see you there.
Okay.
Also, like I said, Cover California open enrollment for December 31st
Okay.
to it ends December 31st if you want coverage for January 1st coverage. The
Okay.
open enrollment is going on. And
What
people
was
that
the
are
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the time again on December
the
15th?
the time is 9 a.m. to 4
Okay,
p.m.
got
at the
it.
March Air Force Base in Moreno Valley. That's the Southwest Veteran Summit,
Mm-hmm.
12630 Paris
Mm-hmm.
Boulevard, Moreno Valley,
Mm-hmm.
92553.
Got it. Okay.
Southwest Veteran Summit
Okay.
and
I
Small
wanted to make sure
Business.
I had that down. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
I'm going to let me see this. Now this says for burial, Gwen said for burial, if you are able, put aside savings of at least 15,000 for your child in your child's name in case
Hmm.
of your death so they can bury you.
Hmm.
Yes, and this is what people don't always realize about a burial. If you are being buried, there's an opening, and you have to pay for that plot. That's one, and there's an opening and closing of that grave site. You have all of this, and there's a fee for the headstone. Every
Hmm.
single thing
Hmm.
that happens, there's a fee. There is no,
Yes.
I mean, I don't care what it is. Even if you have a grave site funeral, there's a fee. There's a
Hmm.
fee for every single thing. So don't you need, like you said, 15,000
Hmm.
minimum. I would say
It's a minimum.
that's the
Yeah.
minimum
The
nowadays.
The other thing, you need to be 18 years or older for that child need to be 18 years or older to have that in their name for them to be your beneficiary.
Okay,
They
that's
need to
good to
be
know too.
at least
Well,
18 years or
there's
older.
someone else has to be over it if they're not.
Hmm.
Yeah. It,
A good idea is to have a living will so you can tell the people before you go what you want done for yourself, so they would know.
okay.
It won't be any guessing, and
Okay.
that a living will has to go through an attorney, and I'm not that person,
I'm not
but
either.
it's
That's
just
why
a
you don't.
suggestion.
let's not talk about something because now we're getting into legal.
No,
So I just want to thank you for being here, Brenda, and you can come back and talk about that at another time.
no, I'm not. That was it.
Okay.
No,
Well, thank you for
I'm
coming.
not legal.
Okay, we do appreciate you, and I would like for you to come back again in the near
Thank you.
future. You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you
All right.
all.
Ladies, gentlemen, that is our show for today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I really do appreciate each and every one of you for coming. We will be back next Monday, same time. We're the same that station and same that channel. But anyway, we'll be back here again. Thank you. I love you. God bless each and every one of you. Bye, everybody.